Life hits you with storms, and your emotions become a whirlwind that can either lift you up or drag you down. Right now, you're sitting here because something inside you knows it's time to take control. Your emotions have controlled you long enough. I stand before you today with one powerful truth. Your emotions are not your master. You are. Think about the last time your emotions took. Maybe it was anger that made you say things you regret, or fear that stopped you from taking that life-changing opportunity, or sadness that kept you in bed when success was knocking at your door. Look at the most successful people around you. Do you think they let their emotions run wild? No. They've mastered the art of emotional control. They don't suppress their feelings, they direct them, they channel them. They use them as fuel, rather than letting them become a forest fire that burns everything down. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you tell it. When you wake up and feel down, your brain believes you should feel down. When you tell yourself you're not good enough, your brain accepts it as truth. But here's the power you hold. You can shut down these emotional responses that don't serve you. I'll tell you a story about a young man who lost everything in one day. His job, his relationship, and his savings through a bad investment. His emotions told him to give up. Depression whispered that he should stay in bed. He screamed that he would never recover. But he made a decision that changed everything. He decided to shut down these emotional responses, not by ignoring them, but by acknowledging them and then choosing his response. Every morning, he stood in front of his mirror and said, I feel these emotions, but they don't control my actions. He wrote down his goals and pursued them regardless of how he felt. When sadness crept in, he acknowledged it, but didn't let it direct his day. When fear arose, he noted its presence, but kept moving forward. Within 6 months, he had started his own business. Within a year, he had met someone new. Within 2 years, his business was thriving beyond his wildest dreams. The same emotions that once paralyzed him became his power source. Here's what you need to understand. And emotions are like weather patterns in your mind. They come and go. But you're the pilot of your life's airplane, and pilots don't let weather patterns determine their destination. They adjust their approach and keep flying. The process starts with awareness. When an emotion rises, name it. This is anger. This is fear. This is doubt. By naming it, you separate yourself from it. You are not your emotion. You are the observer of your emotion. Next question is validity. Is this emotion serving your growth? Is it pushing you toward your goals or pulling you away from them? Your brain will create emotions based on past experiences, but your past is not your future unless you choose to live there. Create a new response pattern. When anxiety shows up before a presentation, don't let it tell you you're not prepared. Instead, channel that energy into extra preparation. When anger rises during a conflict, use that energy to find solutions rather than create more problems. Your emotional shutdown system needs daily practice. Start small. When you feel an unproductive emotion taking over, pause for 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, remind yourself, I choose my response. That simple practice will revolutionize your life. Think about athletes. They feel fear before every big game. They feel pressure. They feel doubt. But they've trained themselves to perform regardless of these emotions. They've built an emotional shutdown system that activates when it matters most. You have the same capability. Your emotions are like muscles. They strengthen or weaken based on how you train them. Every time you choose your response instead of letting the emotion choose for you, you build this muscle. Stop letting temporary feelings hijack your permanent dreams. Stop allowing momentary emotions to override your long-term vision. Your goals don't care how you feel. They only care what you do. Remember this? Every major achievement in human history was accomplished by someone who felt fear, doubt, or uncertainty but chose to act anyway. They built their emotional shutdown system through practice and persistence. Then your family needs you to master this. Your business needs you to master this. Your future needs you to master this. Every time you let emotion derail you, you are not just affecting yourself. You're affecting everyone who depends on you. Build your emotional shutdown system like this. First, Create morning routines that set your emotional tone. Your first thoughts in the morning matter more than you know. Start with gratitude regardless of how you feel. Focus on your goals regardless of your mood. Second, develop trigger awareness. Know what situation, people, or circumstances trigger unproductive emotions. This awareness is your first line of defense. There, build a response arsenal. Have specific actions ready for specific emotions. When anxiety hits, have your breathing exercise ready. When anger rises, have your calming routine prepared. When sadness creeps in, have your motivation playlist waiting. Step fourth, practice emotional redirection. Don't try to eliminate emotions, redirect them. Use anger's energy for productive work. Use fear's focus for detailed planning. Use sadness's reflection for deeper understanding. Celebrate your emotional victories. Every time you choose your response over your initial emotion, you win. Acknowledge these wins. They build your confidence in your ability to control your emotional state. Every emotion has a message, but not every message needs to be acted upon. Fear says, be careful, but it doesn't have to say, don't try. Anger says, something's wrong, but it doesn't have to say, destroy everything. Sadness says, this matters, but it doesn't have to say, give up. Your emotional shutdown system isn't about becoming cold or unfeeling. It's about becoming emotionally intelligent and able to choose your response. It's about using your emotions rather than letting them use you. Look at your life right now. How many opportunities have you missed because of unchecked emotions? How many relationships have been straining because of emotional reactions? How many goals have been delayed because feelings got in the way? Now imagine your life when you master this. Imagine making decisions based on wisdom rather than temporary emotions. Imagine building relationships from a place of emotional strength rather than emotional neediness. Imagine pursuing your goals regardless of how you feel on any given day. This is possible for you. It's not just possible, it's necessary. In today's world, emotional mastery isn't a luxury. It's a requirement for success. The speed of change, the pressure of competition, the complexity of relationships, all these demand emotional stability. Start with the next emotion that arises. Don't fight it, observe it. Don't suppress it, direct it. Don't let it control you, you control it. Your emotional shutdown system grows stronger with every conscious choice you make. Your emotions are tools, not masters. They're indicators, not dictators. They're suggestions, not commands. You have the power to shut down any emotional response that doesn't serve your purpose. The world needs you at your best. Your dreams need you at your best. Your future needs you at your best. And your best comes when you master your emotional state. Take control starting now. The next time an emotion rises, pause, breathe, choose. Your response in that moment will strengthen your emotional shutdown system. Each choice builds upon the last, creating a foundation of emotional strength that nothing can shake. Your past emotional reactions don't define your future emotional responses. You can change the pattern starting today. You can build your emotional shutdown system starting now. You can master your emotional state starting this moment. Think of emotions like a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer just reacts to the temperature. A thermostat sets the temperature. Be the thermostat of your emotional state. Set the temperature you want to operate at, regardless of the emotional climate around you. This mastery will transform every area of your life. Your relationships will deepen because you'll respond from wisdom rather than reactive emotions. Your career will soar because you'll make decisions from clarity rather than temporary feelings. Your health will improve because you'll act from knowledge rather than emotional eating or emotional avoidance of exercise. The time for emotional mastery is now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now, because the truth is you'll never feel ready. Mastery doesn't come from feeling ready. It comes from starting before you feel ready and building strength through practice. Your emotional shutdown system is like a muscle that grows stronger with every rep. Every time you choose your response instead of reacting, you're doing a rep. Every time you direct your emotions instead of being directed by them, you're building strength. Look at the people you admire most. Study their emotional control. They're not emotionless. They're emotionally masterful. They feel everything you feel, but they've built their shutdown system through years of practice. You can build yours too. The future belongs to those who master their emotional state. In a world of increasing pressure and complexity, emotional stability is the new superpower. You have this power within you. You always had it. Now it's time to develop it. Stand up right now. Feel the strength in your body. This same strength exists in your mind. You have the power to shut down any emotional response that doesn't serve your purpose. You have the ability to direct your emotional energy toward your... The time is now. Your movement is here. Take control of your emotional state. Build your shutdown system. Master your responses. Let today be the day you decide that your emotions will serve you, not control you. The world is waiting for the version of you that masters this. Your dreams are waiting for the version of you that controls this. Your future is waiting for the version of you that owns this. Rise up. Take control. Master your emotions. The time is now. This is your moment of decision. This is your time of transformation. This is your season of emotional mastery. Take it. Own it. Live it. The power has always been within you. Make it proud. You are not your emotions. You are the master of your emotions. Now go forth and live from this truth. Your greatest life demands that you rise above the emotional storms that have held you back. And you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll face a choice. Will you let your feelings dictate your actions, or will you stand firm in your power to choose? Think about how many times emotions have stopped you from making that important phone call, from starting that business, from having that crucial conversation. Those days are over. Starting right now, you're building a new identity, one of emotional strength and deliberate action. I'm talking about becoming someone who acts with purpose, not reaction. When life throws a challenge at you, your old self might have crumbled under emotional pressure. Your new self stands tall, acknowledging the emotion, but choosing the response that moves you forward. This isn't about pretending emotions don't exist. They exist. They're real. They're powerful, but you're more powerful. You're the one who decides which emotions get to stay and which ones need. You're the gatekeeper of your mind. Stop for a moment and think about your biggest goal right now. Feel the emotions that come up when you think about it. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's excitement. Maybe it's doubt. Now understand this. Those emotions are just visitors. They don't get to vote on your actions. Your new life starts with small decisions. When you feel lazy but know you need to work, that's your moment. When you feel scared but know you need to speak up, that's your moment. When you feel like giving up but know you need to push through, that's success leaves clues. Well, anyone who's achieved something remarkable, they felt the same emotions you feel. The difference, they built a system to manage those emotions. They created habits that powered through feelings. They developed strength that outlasted temporary emotional states. Here's what most people don't under the sky. Your success, your goals, your destiny, that's like the sun. The clouds might cover the sun temporarily, but the sun hasn't moved. Your potential hasn't changed just because your emotions have shifted. You start training yourself like this. Every time an emotion tries to direct your actions, pause. Ask yourself, is this emotion moving me toward my goals or away from them? If it's moving you away, shut it down. Not by fighting it, but by choosing a different response. Your brain will fight this at first. It's comfortable letting emotions run the show. It's familiar with emotional reactions, but you're not after comfort, you're after growth. You're not after familiar, you're after extraordinary. Build your emotional muscle by starting with small challenges. When you feel like sleeping in, get up anyway. When you feel like skipping the gym, go anyway. When you feel like procrastinating, start anyway. Each small win builds your emotional strength. Your relationships will transform when you master this. Instead of emotional reactions, you'll give thoughtful responses. Instead of heated words, you'll offer considered perspectives. Instead of emotional distance, you'll create meaningful connections. Funny response to emotional mastery. Financial decisions made from emotion usually end in regret. But when you shut down the emotional noise and operate from clarity, you make choices that build wealth, not waste it. Your health improves with emotional mastery. No more stress eating. No more skipping workouts because you don't feel like it. No more letting temporary emotions sabotage your long-term health goals. Leadership demands emotional mastery. People follow strength, and there's no greater strength than emotional control. When others panic, you'll be calm. When others react, you'll respond. When others let emotions cloud their judgment, your clarity will light the way. Think about the legacy you're building. Every time you demonstrate emotional mastery, you're teaching others it's possible. Your children learn from watching you. Your team learns from observing you. Your influence grows through your... Now, the world needs your emotional strength right now. In times of uncertainty, those who master their emotions become the anchors others hold on to. Be that anchor. Your future self is watching you right now. That version of you has mastered emotional control. That version succeeds where others fail because they've built this emotional shutdown system you're building right now. Don't disappoint your future self. This is your moment of transformation. This is where you decide that emotions can visit, but they can't stay. This is where you choose to become someone who feels everything but is controlled by nothing. Take this power into every situation. When you walk into a room, bring your emotional mastery with you. When you face a challenge, let your emotional strength lead the way. When others lose control, let your stability be their guide. Your time of emotional slavery is over. Your season of emotional freedom has begun. From this moment forward, you choose your responses. You direct your energy. You control your destiny. Emotions are like fire. They can warm your house or burn it down. You decide. You control the intensity. You manage the impact. From now on, you're the fire marshal of your emotional state. Stand tall in this truth. You are stronger than any emotion that tries to control you. You are bigger than any feeling that attempts to limit you. You are more powerful than any emotional state that seeks to define you. The world opens up to those who master their emotions. Opportunities multiply for those who maintain their emotional strength. Success gravitates toward those who demonstrate emotional stability. Your time is now. Your power is present. Your potential is waiting to be unleashed. Take control of your emotional state and watch as your life transforms, your influence expands, and your impact multiplies. This is your calling. This is your moment. This is your transformation. Rise up into your emotional mastery. Step into your emotional strength. Claim your emotional freedom. The time is now. Let every challenge become an opportunity to demonstrate your emotional mastery. Let every obstacle become a chance to show your emotional strength. Let every setback become a platform for your emotional comeback. Your emotional mastery is the key that unlocks every door standing between you and your dreams. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Your perfect moment is right now, in this breath, in this choice to take control. Look at your hands. These same hands that shake with fear can build empires. The same mind that feels doubt can fuel determination. The same mind that breeds worry can create solutions. It all depends on who's in charge, your emotions or you. Most people live their entire lives as emotional puppets, dancing to the tune of every feeling that shows up. Not you. Not anymore. Starting right now, you're the puppet master. You decide which emotions get to stay and play a role in your... Take that promotion you've been eyeing. Your emotions say, what if you fail? Your emotional mastery says, what if you fly? Your emotions whisper you're not ready. Your strength shouts you'll get ready on the way up. Parents, your children need this example. Show them what emotional mastery looks like. When life hits hard, let them see you stand strong. When challenges come, let them watch you respond with power, not react with weakness. Business leaders, Your team needs this stability. They don't need a boss who rides the emotional roller coaster. They need a leader who stays steady when the market shakes, who remains focused when competition threatens, who keeps calm when deadlines loom. Students, your future needs this foundation. Don't let exam stress paralyze you. Don't let peer pressure control you. Don't let fear of failure stop you. Build your emotional shutdown system now. While you're young, while you're forming habits that will serve you for life. Entrepreneurs, your business demands this mastery. The market doesn't care about your feelings. Your customers don't pay for your emotions. They pay for your value, your service, your solutions. Deliver these regardless of how you feel. Athletes, your performance requires this control. Feelings of fatigue, shut them down and push through. Emotions of doubt before the big game, acknowledge them, then focus on your training. Fear, channel it into proper form and preparation. Artists, your creativity flourishes with this power. Don't wait for inspiration, create despite your emotions. Don't let fear of criticism stop your expression. Don't let self-doubt silence your voice. Your art needs your emotional strength. Today marks your turning point. Today, you stop saying, I feel like, and start saying, I choose to. Today, you stop letting emotions write your story and start writing it yourself. Your body follows your mind's commands. When you feel tired but choose to work, your body finds energy. When you feel scared but choose to act, your body finds courage. When you feel weak but choose to persist, your body finds strength. Build your emotional shutdown system piece by piece. Start with your morning routine. Don't check your phone first thing. That's letting the world's emotions in before you set your own emotional tone. Begin with gratitude, with purpose, with power. Your words matter in this process. Stop saying I'm angry and start saying I feel anger. Stop saying I'm afraid and start saying I notice fear. This small change creates distance between you and the emotion. Distance creates choice. Choice creates power. Money flows toward emotional masters. Why? Because they make decisions based on facts, not feelings. They invest based on research, not reactions. They build wealth through consistency, not emotional spending. Relationships thrive on the emotional mastery. No more saying things you regret in anger. No more making promises you can't keep in excitement. No more burning bridges in temporary emotion. Your relationships deserve your best, not your emotional rest. Your health transforms to this power. Stress eating, that's emotional slavery. Skipping workouts, that's emotional weakness. Putting off doctor visits, that's emotional avoidance. Take charge of your health by taking charge of these emotional responses. Your time management improves with emotional mastery. Procrastination is just fear wearing a mask. Overwhelm is just uncertainty playing dress up. Strip these emotions of their power. Choose. Social media tests your emotional mastery. Every scroll brings new emotional triggers. Practice your shutdown system here. Choose what emotions you let in. Choose what responses you give out. Stay in control in the digital world. Financial decision, prove your emotional mastery. The stock market drops, others panic, you analyze. Housing prices soar, others rush, you research. Credit card bills tempt, others spend, you strategize. Your career accelerates with emotional mastery. Take feedback without taking offense. Face challenges without facing defeat. Handle pressure without handling poorly. Watch how doors open for the person who stays steady while others sway. Parenting demands emotional mastery. Your kids will push every emotional button you have. Show them what control looks like. Show them how to feel emotions without being controlled by them. Your example will shape their emotional future. Leadership grows through emotional mastery. Crisis hits, you stay calm. Problems arise there. You stay focused. Tension builds, you stay steady. Watch how others naturally follow the person who masters their emotional state. Their influence expands with emotional mastery. People trust steady strength over emotional storms. They follow consistent character over emotional chaos. They respect reliable responses over emotional reactions. Take this power into every room you enter. Let people feel your emotional strength. Let them see your steady resolve. Let them experience your controlled responses. Watch how they're drawn to your stability. Your goals are waiting for your emotional mastery. That business won't start itself while you feel uncertain. That degree won't earn itself while you feel overwhelmed. That relationship won't fix itself while you feel afraid. The time for emotional freedom is now. The place for emotional mastery is here. The person for this transformation is you. Take your power back from every emotion that's controlled you. Your future opens up with emotional mastery. Opportunities multiply because you're ready to seize them regardless of how you feel. Success compounds because you act from decision, not emotion. Each day brings new chances to practice. Every challenge tests your system. Every setback proves your strength. Every victory confirms your power. Build your emotional mastery one choice at a time. Stand firm in this truth. You are the master of your emotional state. You are the captain of your emotional ship. You are the director of your emotional story. Choose well. Choose strong. Your greatest life isn't waiting for your emotions to align. It's waiting for you to align your emotions with your purpose. Take control. Take charge. Take your life to levels that emotions alone could never reach. This is your moment. This is your movement. This is your mastery. Rise up into your emotional power. Step into your emotional strength. Live from your emotional control. The time is now and you are ready. Let every challenge strengthen your emotional muscle. Let every obstacle prove your emotional power. Let every setback showcase your emotional resilience. Your time of emotional victory has come and nothing can stop you.